I'm Erin Chase, mom to 4 boys, and over the years, I set a goal to never spend more than $5 on a meal for my family, and I am on a mission to help families spend less money on their groceries. I grew up not wanting for anything, really. And then in my 20s, I lived for 6 years in the Dominican Republic. I didn't have a credit card there. We'd have to walk up to the ATM outside the bank, get whatever cash we needed to buy groceries that week. And then I met my husband. We were living Dominican peso paycheck to Dominican peso paycheck. What that helped us do was just get really granular and specific with where every dollar was going. There was a small amount of savings that we did for retirement and for future, but the challenge is building what we missed in your 20s. That is the most crucial time to save for compounding reasons. When I moved back to the US, my oldest son was about 1.5 years, and I was pregnant with our second son, Charlie. We moved into an apartment and we were just doing the same thing, writing down every dollar on a piece of paper. The tracking system, along with just the money conversation, set us up for that long-term success. We knew we want to move out of this apartment, and so whatever we need to do to make that happen quickly is what we did. I did a lot of couponing for baby stuff, for food stuff. It wasn't necessarily my job, but I treated it like one because at that time I was not contributing to our family's income. Leading up to purchasing our first home in Ohio, we were probably saving between 5 and 10% of my husband's paycheck. And then after 6 months, we were able to move into a house. Shortly after the gas prices shot up, I needed to spend less money on groceries because at that time, that was the only line item of our budget that I could control. When I started really dialing into meal planning, our bill it literally cut in half. It just came down to just being super aware and picky about the prices that I was paying for ingredients across the board. And now all of a sudden I have all this extra money we can put into savings. One night I had made a meal and it was $3.85. And it just was like this light bulb. This is gonna be the new blog, chronicling what I was buying at the grocery store, how much it was costing. And I think it was just really an encouragement and inspiration to people to see that yes, you can do this, and here's how. The first thing for setting up my grocery trip is going to be based on the meat that's on sale that week is gonna cut your bill 20%. The next is gonna be getting produce when it's on sale. And then the third is anything that's pantry staple. If it's on sale, you're buying it to have it on hand when you need it, then you'll start to see week after week, the money just staying in your bank account. With our food dollars, we don't realize that we're spending as much as we do because we have to eat every day. If I could cut my food dollars in half, let's say from $600 to $300, let's multiply that by 12. We're talking about thousands of dollars. So it just takes that little tiny switch. And for me, the financial goals are what pull me out of those temptation situations, especially about bigger purchases. If we were able to get it for this, then we'd have X more to put into a retirement account or an investment account, and that money will multiply. So these days, we spend about $1,000 total on food between groceries and going out a couple nights a week. And I am feeding my 4 boys, 2 teenagers, and 2 elementary age kiddos. I can still do $6, $7 dinners for all 6 of us. So when it comes to making a $5 dinner, you really don't have to sacrifice taste. You just have to get really clever and creative with the different ingredients in a way that you're gonna love the end result. With younger kiddos, the more variety that you can offer them, the less chance that you'll end up with a nugget and fry kid. The financial goals that we've had as a family have certainly changed and evolved, over time. One of the things is definitely building up that retirement account as fast as we can. The second would be to help our kids with college. Beyond that, it just becomes legacy. What do we want to create and build for the kids that we can leave for them? But keeping that long-term mindset has been really helpful for us, and that's something that we hope to teach the kids as well. My oldest son, he's had a job since right after he turned 15, so he's gonna buy himself a car, and he has a custodial investment account. The best parenting advice would be to don't sweat the small stuff and revel in the messes with grace and with love.